In 2025, after finishing a tour that lasted nearly 2 years, Adele returned to London in extreme exhaustion. The sleepless nights on stage had left a huge void in her soul. The silence behind the spotlight made her feel lost, so lonely that she could not breathe. The pressure from the media, the expectations of millions of fans, and old wounds from the divorce, made Adele's mind sink deeper into darkness. Close friends noticed the change, but she always hid it behind her smile and gorgeous dresses. One winter night, when the cold wind blew through the window, Adele met an old friend, a stimulant that artists had warned about. She told herself that it was just a temporary way to escape her dark thoughts. But that temporary thing quickly became an invisible chain, pulling her deeper. In the following days, Adele appeared in public with red eyes and a trembling voice. Fans thought it was because of emotions, but only she knew the truth behind it. In the dark room, the piano played out of place, and next to it was an empty glass and a faint white streak on the table. One morning, Adele looked in the mirror and saw a stranger, not the star who had once moved the world, but a broken soul. The shock made her decide to seek help. She contacted a therapist and left London for a rehab center in Iceland, where there was only blue sea and cold wind to start over. Back from the deep. It was a cold winter in Iceland, with the Atlantic winds cutting into her skin, but for Adele, it was the thing that brought her back to life. In the rehab center, there were no flashbulbs, no cheers, just a strict schedule, meditation, psychotherapy, and gentle vocal exercises. In the early days, Adele struggled terribly. Cold sweat ran down her cheeks, her hands shook, and her mind was filled with memories of the stage mixed with dark moments. At times, she wanted to give up, to turn back to her old, comfort pills. But every time she thought of her son, she clenched her fists and told herself, "I can't lose it all." A new friend at the center, an older musician who had been through the same thing, became her spiritual support. He told Adele, "You saved millions of people with your music. Now it's time to save yourself." 3 months later, Adele left Iceland with a lighter body and brighter eyes. She returned to London, away from the partying, focusing on writing music. The new songs were no longer just love ballads, but powerful accounts of overcoming addiction and depression. When the new album was released, the title track, "Back from the Edge," became a declaration. Adele had conquered herself. At the comeback concert, when the song rang out on the highest note, the audience burst into tears. No one knew the whole story behind it, but everyone felt one thing: she was back, stronger than ever. 3. The secret is revealed. After her emotional comeback, Adele thought all the darkness was behind her. But just a few weeks later, a British tabloid unexpectedly published a series of candid photos taken inside a rehab center in Iceland. In the photos, Adele looked haggard, her eyes sunken, her hands shaking while holding a cup of coffee. The headline read, "Adele and her secret war on drugs." The news spread like wildfire, appearing all over social media. Fans were shocked, while anti-fans took advantage of it to mock her. What shocked Adele even more was that the person who sold the photos to the press was actually a former employee of the rehab center. This person received tens of thousands of pounds to reveal the details of her treatment, from night terrors to tearful therapy sessions. Initially, Adele intended to keep quiet. But one night, reading the hateful comments online, she realized, if she continued to hide, her story would be distorted forever. The next day, she posted a long video on Instagram, looking straight into the camera. "Yes, that was me. I was depressed and I used drugs. But I got back up, and I'm not ashamed of it. Everyone has the right to make mistakes, and the right to make them right." The video quickly racked up tens of millions of views, turning the scandal into a wave of support. Mental health organizations hired Adele as an ambassador, and fans loved her even more for her courage to face the truth. But somewhere behind the scenes, an American newspaper claimed it had even more shocking evidence of Adele's darkest days, and was ready to release it at any moment. 4. The truth unearthed. One morning in May, the global entertainment industry was shocked when the American newspaper Starworld Insider released a series of documents that were said to be top-secret evidence about Adele's time in Iceland. Not only photos and therapy diaries, but also recordings of Adele's private conversations with a mysterious person, revealed to be an A-list Hollywood star, an Oscar winner. In the recording, Adele sobbed, "You are the only one who understands me. If it weren't for you, I probably wouldn't have survived." The man's voice responded, warm but full of worry. "Adele, I'm afraid that one day they will find out, and everything will be over." The news immediately exploded. A series of theories emerged. Who was the man in the recording? A deep friendship, or a secret relationship? The media is hunting for every clue, from the filming schedule in Iceland to the undisclosed flights of Hollywood stars. Although Adele's side refused to comment, some anonymous sources revealed that the mysterious figure was an actor who had worked with her on a special music project. Rumors say that he was the one who helped Adele overcome her addiction, but also the one who tried stimulants with her in the early days at the center. The online community is divided into two factions. One side criticizes, the other side defends and claims that it is just a friendship in crisis. But for the media, this story still has too many hidden corners that have not been revealed. In the end, Adele decided to stay completely silent, disappearing from social networks. That disappearance only made the rumors spread more, and the press affirmed, the next chapter of this scandal will explode. 5 revealed. Nearly 3 months after disappearing from social media, Adele suddenly reappeared at an international press conference in New York. Hundreds of reporters jostled, flashbulbs flashing. Everyone was waiting for the answer to the burning question: who is the man in the recording? Adele stepped up to the podium, wearing a minimalist black suit, her face calm but her eyes filled with determination. She took a deep breath, then said, "I will tell you everything, to end all the rumors." The conference room was silent. Adele revealed that the mysterious man was Leonardo DiCaprio, the Oscar-winning actor, and also one of the few friends who contacted her when she fell into crisis in Iceland. The shock spread throughout the room. According to Adele, Leo had secretly come to Iceland for 2 weeks, helping her get through the worst days. But one night of weakness, the two tried a stimulant brought by a friend. "We weren't in love. We were two lost souls who found each other in a very dark moment, and made a mistake. I don't blame him. Each of us has to take responsibility for our actions." The confession immediately created a global shockwave. Major newspapers ran the bright red headline, "Adele and Leonardo DiCaprio, Iceland's secret exposed." Leo's side did not deny it, but issued a brief statement. "Adele is a friend, and sometimes friends save each other in imperfect ways." The scandal made both of them the center of all the gossip, but at the same time opened up another perspective. Even the biggest stars can fall, and get up, like anyone else. As she stepped down from the press conference podium, Adele smiled faintly. She knew this story would be told again and again, but at least this time it was with the truth told by her.